tapply is a very useful function, and it's used to apply a function over subsets of a vector. So the idea is basically, imagine you have a vector, usually it's going to be numbers, so a numeric vector, and there are pieces of this vector that you want to calculate a summary statistic over. So, and so you're going to have another variable or another object which identifies which element of your numeric vector belongs to which group. And the idea is that for each group in the numeric vector, you're going to calculate a summary statistic like a mean or a standard deviation or whatever. So the basic idea behind tapply is that the first argument is a numeric vector or a vector of some sort. The second argument is another vector of the same length, which identifies which group each element of the numeric vector is in. So, for example, if there are two groups, suppose you have men and women, for example, in two groups, and maybe the first 50 observations are men and the second 50 observations are women, then you need to have a factor variable which indicates, which observations are men and which are women. And so if you want to take the mean of the numeric vector within men and within women, then you can use tapply to do this. So fun is the function that you want to apply. And so this is going to be the same as before. It's going to be either a function, or you can pass an anonymous function. And then the ... contains the other arguments that may go to this function. And then the simplify argument indicates whether you want to simplify the result. It's kind of like the sapply simplification. So here's a very simple example. I'm simulating a vector of normal random variables and uniform random variables, and there's 10 normals, 10 uniforms, and then 10 normals that have a mean of 1. So you can think of this vector as having 3 groups. So then I'm going to create another factor variable using the GL function, and it's going to be this factor variable is going to have 3 levels, and each level is going to be repeated 10 times. So when I print out the factor variable here, you can see that there's 10 1s, there's 10 2s, and there's 10 3s. So that the factor variable indicates kind of which group the observation is in. So now I can tapply on x, pass it the factor variable f and the mean function, and that allows me to take the mean of each group of numbers in x. If you don't simplify the result, then what you get back is going to be a list. So tapply applied to the same numeric vector and factor as on the previous slide. When I calculate the mean and I say simplify equals false, then I get back a list with 3 elements, and in each element of the list is the mean of that subgroup. I can pass it a slightly more complicated summary statistic. So here, instead of calculating the mean, which returns one number, I'm going to calculate the range of observations. So this gives me the min and the max of the observations within that subset of the vector x. And so here I'm getting a list where each element is a vector of length 2.